Deep below the mountains, beneath the earth itself, an army marches. Not only the forces of Nurgle, but Khorne too, coming together to defeat the forces of Cathay, looking to open a path into their lands to cause wrath and ruin. Today, the men of the Iron Dragon will hold firm, repelling this force and sending them back into the underworld. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish, and welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 3. Today, we are diving into a pretty large in scale encounter, and I want to start doing a few more of these. I've always been a fan of these huge engagements, especially until the workshop actually does release, and then if we get a workshop of Warhammer 3, which I assume we would, I don't see why not. And yeah, I can't wait to really dive in and just take a look at these huge scale encounters. So today we are diving in, and as you can see, there is an absolute horde of Khorne forces. We got Bloodthirsters, we got Great Unclean Ones, and they are facing off against Cathay, looking to see who can claim the most souls for their god. And Cathay definitely have their work cut out for them. On the front line, though, they do have a whole bunch of the celestial dragons looking absolutely amazing, so it's not like we're going to go down without a fight. The men and women of Cathay ready to lay down their lives for the Dragon Emperor. They also have some of the amazing terracotta sentinels as well, backed up by sky junks and also the artillery that makes Cathay so famous. And there you go, look at it unleashing its first volley, the sky junk unleashing a shot, and then this artillery is about to fire in sync momentarily. Look at that. Show them the true power of Cathay. Actually, some of the artillery hitting off their own kind of sky unit here as the rifles come in. But yeah, as I said, lots of artillery, lots of enemy units, lots and lots of Bloodthirsters. We've got 3 Exalted Bloodthirsters on this right-hand side, 3 Great Unclean Ones, along with Big Daddy himself. Where even is he? Qgaff somewhere around here. I can't actually see him. It's kind of hard sometimes to pick him out. But yeah, there he is over on this flank right here. Kind of just sitting behind, kind of taunting Khorne itself. And his explosions and obviously his winds of magic going to be hurting. The artillery right now really trying to find its mark as the terracotta sentinels move up into position. And just look at that. The hordes of hell are upon us. Khorne and Nurgle fighting side by side, but not willingly, forced in here as both gods race to break through this underwater passage. And in the Chaos armies, we do have a whole wealth of soldiers. Not only do we have Plague Bearers, but we do have a lot of Chaos Spawn. Khorne is repping with them 3 Bloodthirsters. Alongside that, they also have a lot of Bloodletters, and there we go, our first kind of monstrous duel right there as 2 Great Unclean Ones do gang up on the Terracotta Sentinel. The artillery coming in, trying to burn it with fire as best it can. The reinforcements are arriving. Friendly fire coming in as well here as the rockets do kind of miss their mark a little bit, and we do have the first proper engagement here as the Celestial Dragons fighting the Great Unclean Ones. The left-hand side as well will also be up against it, as they have a whole wealth of Plague Bearers. These are the Exalted Plague Bearers with their explosive weaponry, and they do some serious damage. Like, I feel like this is underestimated quite a bit, the sheer amount of damage that the Exalted Plague Bearers do put out with that range attack. And as you can see, they're doing a really good job at taking down the Sentinel. He's already pretty much down. Luckily, he's unbreakable. But yeah, look at the damage is being inflicted on him from that range attack. Really, really deadly stuff. The artillery doing its best. And then we do actually have Zhao Ming over here being absolutely bum-rushed by a handful of Bloodthirsters. The Exalted Bloodthirster doing a serious amount of damage, and I actually had to get him out of Dragon Form in this. However, he's going to be casting some big boy spells right now, as you'll be able to see very soon. The skies will open up, and artillery will find itself down. The Jade Guard and also the Celestial Dragons on this flank really struggling. There you go, there's Mao Ying's amazing meteor from the skies coming through the sea itself to find its mark. The Minotaurs, though, doing serious damage, and yeah, this right flank is definitely the flank that is going to be the scariest. As you can see, the sheer amount of forces over here. Not only do we have the Minotaurs, we also have monstrous creatures from Nurgle. And the Jade Warriors on this flank don't really have as much backup as the other units. On the other flanks, we have the Celestial Dragon Crossbow Guard, and that's doing serious work to help minimize the casualties. But now we have Vomit and also Blood just scattering everywhere, even with the Terracotta Sentinel there. Oh, actually surfing. I mean, he's surfing on a Bloodletter right there. Look at him go. He's hitting the Nene right there. Look at that as the artillery continues to bombard and rack up the kills. But it is only a matter of time until this right flank does a break. We'll go back up to normal speed here. Even some of the own friendly Cathayan artillery hitting that Terracotta Sentinel. And you can see him taking on that Bloodletter. The Battle of Giants, however. Luckily, the Terracotta Sentinels are... we cannot feel fear, because facing down one of those bad boys is going to be one hell of a fight. Not only that though, he's got little annoying Bloodletters nipping at his heels. As you can see, this rank is starting to be overrun. The Horde's breaking through. We even have a bunch of monstrous units back here, dealing some serious damage. More of the Minotaurs getting stuck in. The center is looking fairly decent though. Again, if we go into slow motion, you guys can see the power. We have our Terracotta Sentinel holding firm here. The Nurglings with just some of the most beautiful animations in the entire game. They really just look incredible. Someone must have spent absolutely, I don't know, days, weeks, months animating that. It is truly so impressive to see the Nurglings. They did such a good job with the swarm attacks. Right there as they just flung around as the Terracotta Sentinel continues to fight. We go down the main line. You can see the Celestial Dragon Guard holding a rank, swinging their halberds wildly. And the sheer mountain of men from Khorne. Look at them tower over the mortals. Even though they are mortals as well, but, you know, they are demonic mortals. The Forsaken from Nurgle hitting in. And this line is starting to break central positions, opening up even with the Cathayan artillery coming in. Is it going to be enough? The left flank is probably the flank that is going the best for Cathay. The Dragon Guard really helping out and realizing we don't really need as much support there now, so they're moving into position to help out the other lines. However, as you can see, the Exalted Bloodthirster in the distance, the Great Unclean One racking in serious damage. Luckily though, we just saw one going down. I think it's Jade Halberds there, able to pick up that kill. And look at that, Mao Ying's cheering in the center right there. Or Zhao Ming, sorry. Mao Ying's the Storm Dragon. And there you go, calling off some more magic. The artillery coming in. The Cathay's work is not done yet, as the Exalted Plague Bearers still continue to throw themselves against the lines of Cathay. Jade Warrior and Celestial Dragon fighting to the bitter end. The crossbows have their unit targeted in right now. That's where you go. It's another Great Unclean One taking down. And these units are just truly, truly elite. They're able to put out so much damage, but when they get tagged, things do become a little bit more dangerous. The Iron Dragon himself has now taken to the skies, casting as much winds of magic as he can. Reinforcements from the rear now throwing themselves forward, but there are still two Bloodletters on the battlefield. You can see them off there. The missile fire immediately trying to take aim. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. However, these things are tanky, and as you can see, Zhao Ming is running away right now, trying to avoid this missile fire as best as he can. And the right flank has completely crumbled now. We have some units who have routed and come back from routing, preparing to meet themselves. I think they're currently taking a cultist back there. But the Bloodletters and other units are now moving in. You can see off in the distance the Terracotta Sentinel being brought down. Minotaurs of Khorne now engaging Jade Guard. Not a great fight. And the lines are just simply being overrun. There is not enough. The Sky Junks are being taken down, ripped apart by an Exalted Bloodletter. And with all this crossbow fire aimed in, it is not looking great. However, this Bloodthirster is almost down, duking it out with the Iron Dragon. Some really, really cool animations as well. He conjures swords with his alchemy. And that crossbow fire looking to try and bring him down as much as possible. He also has one of the coolest spells as well. Another volley coming in. He must be so low. But the lower he gets, the more blood he thirsts. Oh, and is that him down? Is that him crumbling? Yes, it is. That's another one down. Very nice indeed as he drops down and his soul returns to the realm of Khorne. The other Terracotta Sentinel fighting against the Bloodletters. And unfortunately, as we zoom in, his day is over and he now dropped. That is not looking good. As Khorne continue to rush forward, trying to claim as many souls as they can. The Sky Junks dropping their explosive bombs. Unfortunately, though, that is minimal damage. As they push in, the artillery position has been completely overrun now as well, which is not a good sign. A lot of broken artillery, and this is really where Cathay's strength lies. And now these poor cows are up against it. Luckily, Slaanesh is not here to tempt them to their side. The last remnants of the crossbow line now being overrun. The Celestial Dragon Guards with crossbows having to pull out their sabers, brace their shields, and look to send these demonic foes back to the abyss. Zhao Ming is throwing everything he has now, very low on HP, taking that early engagement against the Bloodthirsters. Probably not as advised, but as you can see, a lot of demons are starting to be sent back, so all hope is not lost. Having this right flank being completely overrun is pretty detrimental to the victory conditions. And ammunition is also running low. You can see a lot of these crossbows are no longer firing as well, so there's always going to be an unfortunate circumstance. The Minotaur's being broken now, and Zhao Ming running in just to cause as much damage as possible, trying to break the smaller units, because maybe a mass army route could go down. But here we now go. Kugath charging into battle. His Nurglings hold him up. Such an amazing looking model. And this big boy hasn't really engaged in this fight at all. He's just been sitting back shooting off his artillery. So the fact that he is still on full HP is very scary. This unit of Celestial Dragon Guard are going to be holding the line here. Crossbow fire obviously focusing him down. He does not care. His mass is too much. He is just charging forward, obviously looking to take down the crossbows as more men get charged in. But it just does not matter. He is like kicking them off, sending them flying. And Papa Nurgle holds firm as more Nurglings just spurt out of anywhere and send themselves into attack to reinforce Big Daddy. And he just kicks them. It's like a little toddler on his throne. Ripping stuff out of his stomach. Creating some explosion and then lobbing it down. The absolute filth of this monster. Finds no end. More Dragon Guard going in. And honestly, they've done a pretty good job. Like, his HP is dropping, considering how much he starts with, 14,000. They've actually done a decent amount, you know, almost a quarter of his HP down already. However, the right flank has now fallen, and mounting units are truly, truly gone. And now the lines are looking risky. The morale is dropping. And the Dragon Lord himself has very almost left the field. His leadership dropping mainly due to him being in dragon form. He is also wounded as well. So really on his last legs, and you can see that leadership starting to drop. The friendly routing popping up. The damage sustained really dragging him down. And it's really nice that they show you the breakdown now. I wasn't sure if this was something that was in Warhammer 2, for leadership at least. I know obviously you can look at the other ones, but yeah, this is really nice. There's more explosion, the sword dropping in. Well, damn, that's a cool ability. And there we have it, the lines now routing, and that is going to see Cathay off the field. The hordes of hell breaking down, and it's a Pyrrhic victory for the Swarm. A very cool battle nonetheless. And if you guys want to see more large-scale battles like this, do let me know down below in the comments. I would definitely be more than happy to do some bridge battles. There are a lot of really cool subterranean battles, along with choke point battles, which could be really, really fun. And basically just make it as large-scale as possible. Really push my PC to the limit. See what we can get done. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know what type of matchups you would like to see in the next one. And I'll see you guys in that next one.